Hello everybody, welcome back to another PTFS update. Today we are going to review the Airbus A330 and A340 remodel. Also, truck update, but we'll get to that in a few seconds. But first, we actually have a brand new spawn point, and it's right here, and not where it used to be, which was, it's right here now, obviously, and not right here. So, let's go ahead and check out the brand new truck, because everybody's hyped for this. So yeah, it's obviously called Pickup now, but yeah. So yeah, the police is Game Pass, and it's 35 Robux. I don't have 35 Robux, but yeah, we're not gonna have that. So yeah, there's White, Follow Me, and Airfield Operations. We're gonna go use Follow Me to see, if the lights turn off. But yeah, let me get inside. I don't see any button to where it says turn off lights or turn on / off lights. So yeah, it's actually a pretty fast guy. I wonder if the suspension works, but I'm not going to test it this vid. So yeah, let's head over to the cargo stands to go check out the brand new A330F and the Airbus Beluga remodel. So yes, obviously the Beluga got remodeled to the Beluga XL. There's some few things that are super cool on the Beluga XL. But yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. So yeah, here's the A330F. There's only one livery, that's DHL. But I think UPS did operate it. Yeah, if you click on the cargo door, you can actually see it does open. It's animated, which is really cool. When I was checking it out, in aircraft development, I didn't see that door. But yeah, now if you see that this A330 kind of has a double chin, which is kind of weird. But yeah, here's the cockpit. Pretty cool. This will go for the A330 and A340 cockpits, except the A340 has 4 engines, but So yeah, here is like everything, the screens and stuff. They're images now, which I actually really, really like. But yeah, everything's low quality because you had to import the images. But yeah, so yeah, there's the A330, and it's actually obviously the 200. So yeah. Now if you look at it, you can see it has a double chin. Now actually, let me just move down. There we go. Should be good. Yeah, you can see it has a double chin. That's not a modeling error. That is what the A330F looks like. Yeah, let's go get an APU look. Fine, I guess. Nothing wrong with it. So yeah, all of the A330s except the MRTTs and Beluga XL use Pratt & Whitney engines. And I'm actually just now realizing that I forgot to record a part where I check out the new MRTTs. So at the end of the video, I will add that in. Actually, I'll probably just I'll edit it in. But yeah. So the main landing gear, obviously they look fine. Here's the nose landing gear. Yeah, I mean, fine. I don't really have any complaints about it. So yeah. Oh, my airplane disappeared. Well, let's go ahead and go grab a new one quick. So yeah, and actually we'll just grab the Airbus Beluga because that was a pretty good review. So yeah, here's the Beluga. And yeah, it has a opening hatch, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, really cool, really, really cool. So yeah, here's the nose landing gear. The new Rolls-Royce Trent 700s that are exclusive to the MRTT and Beluga XL. Here's obviously the main landing gear again. I won't go over those for every A330, but what? We can go in these? All right. Well, I guess we can go in these now. Pretty cool. So yeah. I wonder if we can go in front. I think we can. Oh, yeah, we can. So, yeah. Well, it looks like we can go in the engines now. That's not something I expected, but okay. But, yeah. So, that might actually be helpful if it's on other aircraft, too. But, yeah. So, here's the inside. You got, stuff. I don't even know how to explain it. Here's these seats, which are folded up. You can't fold any of the seats down. But, yeah, I've tried before. You can't fold them down, unfortunately. But, yeah, you can't sit on them either. There's a jump seat in the cockpit, like I said, but you can't sit on that either. There's only 3 seats on the cargo aircraft. But, yeah, so here's the Beluga. Here's everything. But, yeah, I want to show you guys something. So see where it says tail number? Yeah, that actually changes the head number. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is probably my favorite because it's winking and it has, that little pink thing. But yeah. Also, the nose opens. So if you go to the toggle buttons thing, a lot there. You can see nose, and it'll actually open the nose. It takes a bit, but, it's actually pretty cool. So you can actually stand inside the nose. Like, you can stand in that cargo bay. Had to sneeze there, but yeah. You can go inside the cargo bay and stuff, so yeah. I also just like the winking eye. But yeah, so let's close this hatch up when I go in. There we go. So yeah, we'll check out the MRTT pretty soon, or at least after the video. But yeah. So yeah, let's close up the nose, and we're gonna just do a quick flight because, yeah, there's 4 sets of flaps, But yeah, so yeah, let's go ahead and skip ahead. Okay, so I'm gonna test with obviously the A330, A340, and the A330 MRTTs, but actually the A330 and A340, all the variants of them both have the same flight model. So I'm just not gonna check the A330 MRTT or A330 Cargo. I'm just testing it with the Airbus Beluga. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull onto the runway and we'll depart here. Let's watch the beautifully tilted landing gears go up, and oh my god. So yeah, I'm trying to recreate kind of like a Blue XL takeoff, but yeah, that was pretty steep. But yeah. So, I love the look of the Blue XL. It's actually really, really cool. I may not show that I like the Blue XL, but especially number 6 is just perfect in my opinion, But yeah, let's go ahead and do a quick turnaround, and we'll see if we can butter the A330. If you just heard the new air, I don't know if they're new or not, but yeah. So, I'm actually very low on that landing, bro. I swear to God, I thought I was gonna miss the approach there. But yeah, pretty water landing, but rate it in the comments. So, we're just gonna turn off the runway a little right here. And yeah, we're gonna I'm just gonna delete the aircraft. But yeah, we're gonna check out the Condor A330, which it's, well, obviously, because it's the most interesting one. But yeah, so let me just see. There's like 30-ish, maybe just below 40 liveries on this aircraft. But yeah, let's check out the Condor livery. So yeah, and there's actually something pretty interesting about this aircraft, and that is that it's in the leased livery, not, normal Condor colors. You can see there, it only has the striped tail. But yeah, obviously everything's the same. It's just the A330, nothing too different, except all the passenger liveries and all the cargo ones have, Pratt & Whitney engine, the PW4000s. But yeah, there's Cebu Pacific Azul, Delta. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and actually just go to the A340, which there's 14 liveries. So yeah, we're just gonna use the German government A340, which is actually free, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, I love this aircraft. It's actually really, really cool. Now there's an interior, but I'm just gonna do a fast review so you can slow it down if you would like to. Alrighty, so we are finally back. Yeah, if you want to see that, you can, but you have to slow it down yourself, because that would actually take up a big chunk of this video. So yeah, we're not gonna do that. But yeah, so let's just skip the taxiing part, and yeah, we're obviously gonna do half the runway again. We are about to depart, and yeah, I'm very excited for this because I love the A340s. You guys do not know how much I love the A340, but yeah, so we're gonna see the absolutely beautifully tilted landing gear. But for some reason, even though I hit the gas, or I sped up the throttles a bit earlier on the A330, for some reason this thing lifted off slower. Oh shoot, I turned off the engines there. Anyways, gear up. We're gonna pass over the speedway. That's actually, for filmmakers, that would actually be pretty cool. But yeah, this is the Dutch government, so yeah. I love the German flag on the winglets. But yeah, that's the ground. That's a tree. Oh, yeah, I forgot there was collisions in the game. But we're gonna turn this aircraft around. So. Alright, rate this landing shot. I think it's pretty good, I think this was pretty good. But, oh my god, that was so hard. But yeah, so that's a pretty big review. But yeah, so let's move on to the A330 MRTT, which will be the last thing in this video. So yeah, let's just jump cut to it. Yeah. Alright, so we have now skipped to the A330 MRTT. So there's 3 liveries, the NATO, RAAF, and RAF. So we're going to do NATO, because I'm pretty sure NATO is American. But yeah, there's some pretty interesting logos on this aircraft. There's the back logo, obviously these engines again. But, I'm just going to skip all that. There is the guidance lights, I believe. And this aircraft can be refueled mid-air, and so can all the rest of the 30s, besides, I think, the RAF aircraft. Now, there's this, which is also featured on the KC-767, but for some reason, this seat right here has 2 of the arm things instead of just 1. Pretty sure he controls the boom, but I'm not quite sure. There's tons of bunks, and then there's just, 3 rows of 1, 2, 1 seats back there. But yeah, let's go in the inside, I should say. And yeah, we'll just skip this part. Alright, and this time we're obviously using full length, so yeah. We're gonna turn on to the runway here, and we'll just toga. So yeah, flaps 3. So yeah, I will also show off the drogue, but we're heading to Meller. So yeah, I'll show off the drogue and boom just on this one aircraft, because it's the same for the other tankers. So yeah, obviously there's that butter landing gear again. Military style takeoff, I think. But yeah, so there's the drogues coming out, obviously. They're normal, there's the boom, everything's pretty normal. Obviously, these are stock elements. But yeah, so now let's just skip ahead in the flight. Alright, we're coming in on approach, and this landing is actually probably going to be fairly hard because I just want to stop. So yeah. Ouch. That one hurt. But yeah, so we're just going to stop real quick. Yeah, we're just going to do a full taxi. So I'm just going to. Alright, let's just turn into this stand, I should say. Now, I might grab stairs, but probably not, because this is obviously just a review, just to showcase it and stuff, but I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, just engine off, So yeah, let's just go grab some stairs. Actually not. So yeah, here's the A330 MRTT in NATO. But yeah, there's obviously that antenna thing. But yeah, here's this logo. I don't know what that means right there, but there's the obviously unit multi-role multi-role tanker transport, or whatever it says. But yeah, there's the drogue pod, and there's the boom arm, obviously. And there's that weird thing. I think that's like a camera thing. That's probably what that thing is. But yeah. But yeah. And on the RAF livery, I'm pretty sure it's to like look at how the center drogue is. But yeah. If you guys want to, you can figure out what that center, if all three drogues deploy on the RAF livery or not. But yeah. So yeah, that's the Royal Australian Air Force aircraft. You got the drogues and stuff. Kangaroo. But yeah, Australian flag, Royal Australian Air Force. You got, I think it's a bird on the back. I'm not quite sure though. But yeah, let's check out the RAF livery real quick, because it's actually different than the others. Obviously, the Royal Air Force, they don't use well, I think they do. They might, but they don't. I don't think they use any aircraft with like the boom system or whatever. But yep. So it obviously doesn't have a boom. It has a singular drogue. Now I think that camera is just to watch the drogue. But yeah. So yeah, the Royal Air Force, the bunks and stuff. That. But yeah, it kind of looks like the French A330 MRTT. But yeah. So, I'd like to thank y'all so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. So, I'll see y'all next time. So, goodbye.